Have you ever tried so hard to make something happen, a relationship, a job, a goal, only to watch it slip further away the more you pushed? It's a strange kind of pain, isn't it? The harder you try to control things, the more out of control they feel. But here's the truth. Letting go is not giving up. It's a form of wisdom. The ancient Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they didn't preach control. They preached alignment. Alignment with nature, with reality, with what is. Because life, it doesn't always bend to our will. It's unpredictable, ever-changing, and the more we resist what's happening, the more suffering we create for ourselves. So what if the key to peace isn't found in forcing outcomes but in accepting what comes and learning how to respond with strength, not resistance? Stoicism teaches us that true power doesn't come from controlling the world. It comes from mastering ourselves, from knowing what to hold on to and what to release. Today, we're going to explore how letting go isn't weakness, it's the beginning of freedom. Number 1. Control what you can, accept what you can't. Picture this. You're stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting. You're honking, checking the clock, tapping the steering wheel, feeling your stress rise with every passing minute. But here's the question, does any of that actually change your situation? The answer is no, you're still stuck. The cars aren't moving, and yet your mind is spiraling. This is exactly what the Stoic philosopher Epictetus warned us about. He said, some things are up to us, and some things are not. Your thoughts, your attitude, your actions, those are within your control. Traffic, other people's decisions, the weather, completely outside of it. So next time you find yourself in a situation that's frustrating or out of your hands, pause, breathe, and ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, then the only wise response is to let it go. Because peace doesn't come from changing the world, it comes from changing your relationship to it. You can't always control the road, but you can always control the driver within. Number 2. The illusion of force. Have you ever tried so hard to make something work, only to watch it fall apart even faster? We've all been there. In a relationship where we keep texting, calling, overanalyzing, trying to hold on, only to see the other person pull away. Or maybe in a job where we push endlessly, burn out, and still feel stuck. It's easy to believe that if we just try hard enough, we'll get what we want. But more often than not, the harder we push, the more things resist us. Because force creates tension. Seneca, one of the great Stoic minds, once said, fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling. Meaning, if you cooperate with life, it guides you. But if you resist, it will still move you, just with more pain. Here's the truth. Some things aren't meant to be forced. They're meant to unfold. So the next time you're tempted to push harder, ask yourself, am I chasing or flowing? When you stop fighting reality and start aligning with it, you don't lose power, you gain peace. And that peace is what draws the right people, the right opportunities, and the right path toward you. Number 3. Let go of attachments. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wanted something so badly, held on so tightly, that you ended up pushing it away? We all cling to people, outcomes, status, even our own image of who we think we should be. But the more we grip, the more life slips through our fingers. It's like holding sand in your palm. Squeeze too tight, and it pours out. Hold it gently, and it stays. The Stoics taught us that attachment is the root of unnecessary suffering. When we tie our peace to a specific outcome or another person's actions, we hand over our power. We say, I'll be okay if this works out. But what happens when it doesn't? Here's the shift. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the need to control. It means choosing freedom over fear. Instead of obsessing over how things should be, give life space to move. Trust that what's meant for you won't need to be chased, it will stay naturally. So ask yourself today, what are you holding too tightly? And is it time to let it go? Number 4. Nature has its own timing. Have you ever seen a tree try to force itself to bloom in winter? Of course not. Nature doesn't rush. It doesn't panic. It doesn't demand results before their time. It simply follows its rhythm, steady, patient, and wise. And maybe we should do the same. Just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it never will. We live in a world obsessed with speed, overnight success, instant results, quick answers. But life doesn't always follow your timeline. It follows its own. The Stoics understood this. They taught us to align with nature, not resist it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What happens to each of us is ordered by nature, not by our wishes." So if something you've worked for hasn't arrived yet, a relationship, a breakthrough, a dream, don't force it. Don't rush the seasons. Trust the process. Keep planting, keep nurturing, and allow life to unfold when it's ready. Because when the timing is right, things grow not because you pushed, but because you prepared. So pause, breathe, and trust the timing of your life. Number 5. Action without force. Taking action doesn't mean forcing an outcome, and surrendering doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. The Stoics weren't passive, they acted, but they acted with purpose, not desperation. Picture an archer. He trains daily. He selects his arrow. He draws the bow with calm precision, and then he lets go. The moment that arrow leaves his hands, he surrenders to what he cannot control: the wind, the target, the result. Life is just like that. You show up, you give your best, you take deliberate steps toward your goals, but once the arrow is released, you must let go of the outcome. That's not weakness, that's wisdom, that's freedom. Because obsession with results only leads to anxiety. And no matter how tightly you grip the future, it will always remain uncertain. So focus on the effort, the intention, the practice. Let your actions come from clarity, not fear, from presence, not pressure. Because when you act without force, you move through life with quiet power, and that's the kind of strength no one can take from you. Number 6. Inner peace comes from surrender. True strength isn't found in the ability to control everything around you. It's found in the quiet power of letting go. We've been taught that control equals safety, that the more we grip, the more we secure. But the Stoics knew better. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about that. How much of our stress comes from trying to fix what isn't ours to fix? The traffic, the weather, other people's choices, the past, the future. But when you surrender not in defeat, but in wisdom, you stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable. You shift your focus inward, to your thoughts, your choices, your character. And suddenly, storms don't shake you the way they used to. You remain calm in chaos, grounded in uncertainty. Surrender isn't passivity, it's clarity. It's the powerful realization that peace doesn't come from bending the world to your will, it comes from aligning your will with what is. So let go not of responsibility, but of resistance. Let life unfold, and in that surrender, you'll discover a deeper, unshakable kind of peace. Let's be honest, uncertainty scares us. We crave plans, guarantees, and clear paths forward. But what if uncertainty isn't the enemy, but the invitation? Life is like the ocean, vast, powerful, and impossible to predict. Some days it's calm, some days it rages. But it's in that unpredictability that the magic lives. The Stoics believed that the unknown isn't a threat, it's where true opportunity hides. You see, when we try to control every outcome, we shrink our world. We filter out surprises, detours, new connections. But when we step into uncertainty with courage, we open doors we never saw before. New perspectives, new strengths, new versions of ourselves. Think back. When was the last time you grew the most? Was it during a season of certainty? Or was it when you were thrown into the unknown and forced to adapt? Don't fear the fog ahead. Trust that within it lies something meaningful, something meant for you. So the next time life feels unclear, don't rush to fix it. Sit with it, explore it, and let it shape you. Because the unknown isn't your enemy. It's your edge. It's your unfolding. Number 7. Don't fear uncertainty. Let's be honest, uncertainty scares us. We crave plans, guarantees, and a clear path forward. But what if uncertainty isn't the enemy but an invitation? Life is like the ocean, vast, powerful, and unpredictable. Some days are calm, others full of crashing waves. But it's in that unpredictability that the magic happens. The Stoics believe that the unknown isn't a threat, it's where the real opportunities hide. You see, when we try to control every outcome, we shrink our world. We miss the surprises, the redirections, the unexpected connections. But when we step into uncertainty with courage, new doors open, revealing new perspectives, new strength, and a new version of ourselves. Think about it. When was the last time you truly grew? Was it during a season of certainty? Or was it when you were thrown into the unknown and had no choice but to adapt? Don't fear the fog ahead. Trust that inside it there's something meant for you. Something meaningful. Something that will shape who you're becoming. Number 8. Control kills creativity. Sometimes, in our desperate attempt to control every detail, we suffocate the very thing that makes life beautiful. Creativity. Think of an artist, brush in hand, trying to plan every single stroke before it touches the canvas. The result? A rigid, lifeless painting. Because real art doesn't come from control. It comes from surrender, from presence, from allowing inspiration to flow, not forcing it. And life is no different. When you overthink, overplan, overanalyze, you don't just exhaust yourself, you kill spontaneity. You block the quiet wisdom that only shows up when your mind is still. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that mental space is essential. He journaled to make sense of chaos, to clear the clutter. Why? So clarity and insight could emerge. So the next time you feel stuck, ask yourself, am I trying too hard to control the outcome? What would happen if I stepped back, created space, and simply listened? Creativity lives in the silence, in the pause, in the trust that not everything needs to be forced. Because sometimes, your best ideas, your truest path, can only find you when you stop trying so hard to find them. Number 9. Letting go is an act of courage. Letting go is not weakness. It's courage in its rawest form. It's the quiet, steady voice that says, I no longer need to hold on to what hurts. We cling because we fear. We fear losing someone. We fear change. We fear being alone. But the truth is, it's the clinging that creates the pain, not the loss itself. The Stoics understood this deeply. They didn't run from reality, they walked straight into it, eyes wide open, hearts anchored in reason. They knew that peace doesn't come from control. It comes from trust. And that trust starts the moment you choose to release, whether it's a toxic relationship, an unfulfilled expectation, or even the version of yourself you thought you had to be. Letting go says, I choose peace over fear. I choose presence over pressure. I choose to live, not to grip. It takes real strength to stop forcing outcomes, to pause instead of push, to believe that what's meant for you won't pass you by. Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is not to do more but to step back, breathe, and allow life to move through you. That's not giving up, that's grace, that's courage. Every time you feel the urge to control something, pause, ask yourself, am I flowing with life or fighting against it? Because real peace, real fulfillment doesn't come from forcing. It comes from trusting, from being patient, from having the wisdom to let go when it's time. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. And in that truth lies your freedom. So, here's my gentle reminder. You don't need to grip so tightly. You don't need to chase what's not ready. You don't need to push so hard. You are not weak for surrendering. You are wise for knowing when to. If this message spoke to something in you today, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe for more timeless Stoic guidance every day. And if it made you pause, reflect, or simply breathe a little deeper, share this with someone who needs it today. Because in the end, true strength is not about controlling life, it's about flowing with it. If you found a sense of peace in this message, follow us to keep receiving ancient wisdom for modern life. Thank you for being part of Ancient Stoic Secrets.